What up, YouTube? We back at it again. Good morning. It's like 5:20 in the morning on a Friday. Happy Friday. Almost to the weekend. We're looking at the warning tell Allison about opening for Muse and the secret weapon of their sibling magic. This is long. I've been told to do this by a lot of you guys. Y'all told me to hit record every time I'm watching the warning, so I'm doing just that. However, I'm gonna break this up. I'm not gonna make you sit with me for an hour. I'm gonna do three 20-minute segments. I think I'm gonna try not to pause too much, but if you guys have seen the interview, you're probably looking more for reactions and commentary. So I'm gonna try to make this not super long. So we're gonna do like 3 20 and change segments, and they might not all be this morning because I gotta make breakfast and I gotta prepare for work. I have an actual job, by the way, during the day. So do me a favor, go support. This lives on this lives on Allison Hagendorf's page. Please go support her, the warning as well. If you like, please like, comment down below, subscribe. Let's just dive right on in. Oh, I've got, you know what? I don't need headphones. Hold on a second. Let me turn that off. We're gonna go speakers and 1 second here. Okay, so this must be Allison. Let's volume check. Sorry, guys.
Hello, my fellow music lovers. I'm Allison Hagendorf, and welcome to the show. This is where we celebrate the universal love of music and the rock and roll spirit that lives in each of us. My guests today are the three incredibly talented sisters who comprise the band The Warning. This is a band you need to know. They have been playing since they were old enough to even hold instruments, and have already played alongside bands like
I've got a couple of the albums on her wall. The Imagine Dragons, love the Trench album from 21 Pilots. If you guys haven't checked it out, check it out. Sorry, let's go.
Foo Fighters and Guns N' Roses. They are currently on their North American tour this month and will be opening for Muse in Europe this summer. We talk all about their relentless drive and work ethic, how they got their first break, what it's like to open for their idols, Muse, and the secret weapon of their sibling magic. And stay tuned after the interview for my sound advice, new music you need to know. It all starts now.
She looks fit. She got guns.
ZocDoc is the only free app that lets you find and book doctors who are patient-reviewed, take your insurance, are available when you need them, and treat almost every condition under the sun. No more scouring the internet for questionable reviews. With ZocDoc, you have a trusted guide to connect you to your favorite doctor you haven't met yet. Millions of people use ZocDoc's free app to feeds and schedule app for hours. Doc.com.
Sorry, guys.
Ladies, I'm so excited you're here. I have been following you for years now, and to have you in LA and to sit down, I'm so pumped. There's just so much I want to congratulate you on.
Thank you.
And also, I was admiring your Misfits tank. This is phenomenal.
I got it from a fan.
I was just gonna say that exact same thing. That's funny.
Shout out to that fan. Thank you for the tank.
Best fan gift.
Yeah.
I know.
Your greets.
I love that.
And we're honored to be here. Thank you so much
Yeah,
for
for
having
having
us.
us.
This is like, woo.
So cool.
We're so happy
I am
to
honored to
make
have
it.
you guys here. Now, tell me why you're in LA, what you guys have been working on.
Ooh,
Okay.
okay. Oh, are you gonna?
Oh, okay, okay.
Just like, so we're here in LA. Basically, we're gonna write a lot. We're experimenting. We're in that like era in our careers where we just want to try everything, new things, and we're so used to writing between each other. That's
Just
it.
us.
That's
So
it.
like it's our first like dip into co-writing, and it's been
Wow.
fun.
Yeah.
LA is a place to do it, and we haven't had the time to write. We've been touring for
Nonstop.
2022
Yes, you
was
are.
nonstop. It was over 100 shows. So now this is like the little window of time we have before touring starts this year. So we're like, okay, let's go to LA and write.
Let's find out what we can do.
going on.
Let's go.
So wait, I need to hear more about these co-writing sessions. So how has it been going? Because that's a whole new dynamic in chemistry. You know, I
Yeah.
mean, first of all, the fact that you guys are sisters writing together, it's like a very intimate, comfortable dynamic. So now you're in the room with strangers. It's a little bit like a first date, but it's the three of you together.
We talked about it. This is like speed dating.
Speed dating.
We've been here for has it been 9 days?
I think so. I don't even know.
It's been like one team per day. Like we meet new people every day.
Yeah.
So it's like going into the room and saying like, "Hi, I'm Paulina, and these are my darkest fears. Let's write about."
She refers to her full name, and all of us don't. Is that rude? Are we being rude? Pac can't wait to just talk. I'm surprised they didn't, when they talked about her Misfits shirt, they didn't mention her Metallica shirt, because they've covered Metallica a bunch. But no, that's funny.
About that. It's just really weird. Doing that every day with new people. Sometimes you vibe, sometimes you don't, but all the sessions have been great.
They have been
It's
great.
some great people, and it's just been really fun, very new.
And we've got to learn a lot from them, which is, I think, the most important thing. What you can like grasp and then get to do your own thing with it, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's definitely been an experience.
An adventure.
Yes, an adventure.
It's definitely a character building exercise, like you said, like going and meeting someone and then becoming as vulnerable as possible, so you actually get great art to create.
Yeah, and it's weird because it's like a back and forth because you're explaining your situation. They're like, "Oh, I've been through," and then they just like. It's like a trauma dumping session.
Yeah.
But
It's
in
therapy.
the healthiest way possible. It's just really nice.
It's a healthy therapy session. Yeah. Oh my God. Now, I love that it's the three sisters. I am one of three sisters. So I as soon as I heard about you guys, I felt very connected. And I'm very close with my sisters. I think it's beautiful that you guys have been making music together. And I want to learn a little bit about like the earliest days with you guys, because obviously your parents played a huge role introducing music to you in general and then supporting you in your dreams.
Yeah, so we grew up in a very musical household. Our parents are not musicians. They're just music lovers. So we, how do you say, inculcaron? They like shared
They
that
brought us up like
with a love of music.
Yes.
Yeah.
Brought us up. That's
There
the
we go.
word,
Yeah.
I think. And
How would you say that? Like evoke or instill? Is that kind of...
music was always just playing around the house, and we really loved it. And just like parents like put their kids in like soccer classes or swimming lessons. Our parents were like piano lessons. Just
Let's go.
like go have fun.
They call it soccer down there?
And we started out like that. We like classically trained, classical music, piano.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And then our parents bought the video game, the Rock Band.
Yeah.
There was no going back then.
And
That was it.
that's where we
I think I called it Guitar Hero in my last one. Rock Band. That's right. Because
found our thing.
I think that's a little bit after my time with video games. Actually, well after my time with video games. But I'm like double their age, so ish, roundabouts. Maybe not quite, but kind of, sort of. Yeah.
We were really like I forget how young we were.
We were
I felt
really
really
young.
grown up at the time.
Yeah.
I was 6. I mean, I was 3.
I was 3.
You couldn't even hold up a freaking.
Wait, do you remember this?
I remember watching them play because I was so young. I couldn't even carry like the plastic guitar to play the rock band. So I just watched them play all the time. That's what I did when I was 3. I watched them play the rock band. Yeah, I did.
I
I did.
love that. So Rock Band, you guys were great at it. But you can still be
Yes.
great at Rock Band and not decide that you're going to make this your life, you know? So what was it that was that point where like, okay, this is what we're doing?
You know, I think it's what we saw in the Rock Band more than like actually like playing it. Like it looked so fun to be on the stage. Everyone was just like cheering. It was like I want to be part of that. So even though we had never done it before, I was like, Dad, I want to play the guitar. And he's like, Are you sure? Your fingers are gonna hurt. I was like, Yeah.
Aww.
But one week I was just like, please no. It hurts so much.
Right.
But no, then it was just because I started classic guitar. Like I started like an acoustic guitar with not nylon strings. The other ones, I forgot how they're called.
Steel strings?
I guess.
I'm trying to help you out. I don't know
it hurt
anything
so
about
much.
guitar.
I was
You get like
just
the
like,
calluses.
yes, I had like my fingers were horribly,
Beat
But then there was no going back. Literally, we loved what we did, but we didn't play
wonderful.
together.
No, at
No,
all.
we did it.
I
At
play the
all.
drums separately. Danny
Yeah.
played her guitar. Ale was Still not playing anything. She was playing the piano.
I play the piano.
But like years later, Ale like had an interest in the bass, so she started playing the bass by herself. Like we didn't play together. That wasn't a thing ever. Sometimes we played like the piano together.
Pal's very emoting with her hands. She speaks a lot, but she moves her arms around a lot. It's like there's a drum kit in front of her. She's very like, make sure that you guys know what I'm saying with my hands.
Yeah.
But like guitar and drums, that wasn't a thing. But then I started playing the bass, and we're like,
Wait a
like,
second.
we can play together. And we started learning cover songs, just playing songs that we liked, and playing like at our school and stuff like that. And then we started recording these covers and uploading them to YouTube. We recorded Enter Sandman,
Right.
which went viral.
That's the one.
And it was like when we started getting these very big opportunities that you wouldn't expect to get at that age, just starting out. It was like, oh my God, like their dreams are coming true. Let's do this for real. And I think that was the turning point.
And
Just
when we eventually started making our own music, that even became more
That was
legit.
it.
Yeah, I was just like,
That was
all
it.
right, let's go.
So when the Enter Sandman cover came about, how old were you guys then? Was it like 9 to like 14?
Yeah, I was 14.
I was
9, 12, and 14. Is that right?
12,
and I was 9.
Yeah, that's incredible. So you guys really created your own luck, right? Because it was a preparation and opportunity to meet. You had been practicing. You had been honing your crafts. I mean, how intense was your practicing at this point? Like, you guys were pretty dedicated musicians.
Very, very much so.
I don't remember how many hours.
Yeah,
but
me
it was all the
neither.
time.
We
more than a
practiced
couple hours
all the time.
every day. And it was like, you come back from school, you would practice, then you would.
Did they maintain like a normal childhood with friends? Like they mentioned like soccer and other things that kids were doing. Did they get to experience like, I don't know, running around the neighborhood and having fun with friends and pool parties and birthday parties and normal kid stuff, or was it just all music all the time? And like, or you get, were they, because it sounds like they almost sort of like, and I'm not saying that like in a bad way, but like kind of had their own bubble. It was just music, right? But like, I kind of feel like kids need, and obviously they, I'm assuming they did, because they're all level-headed and they kind of seem to get it. But it sounds like it was. But if that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do. But I'm wondering if like what their sort of social life looked like if so dedicated to music. Like, when do you have time for that shit?
Do your homework and then you would practice the other instrument. Like
Yeah.
it was a thing.
Yeah.
It was,
and we had our
a whole
lessons.
schedule thing.
And our parents like really pushed us to it, because you're a kid.
Maybe I'll find
At
out.
one point you're gonna be like, no, I want to play with my toys. It was like practice. And that like we learned how to be disciplined like, in our craft since we were really young. So I feel like we've just been really lucky throughout our whole careers, and we've gotten these amazing opportunities.
I don't know if it's luck. It sounds like they worked for it and they earned it.
But it's that discipline that we've had throughout our whole lives that like makes us take advantage of these opportunities to the fullest.
Yes.
And we're really grateful for that.
And
honestly.
also from discipline, we are very stubborn. When we didn't get a part, it was just like, I'm staying here until I play it right.
Yeah, I
We're
bet.
just like, I want to be able to play this.
So when did you actually become The Warning? Like the official band?
official band. Okay, so we recently just turned 10 years as a band.
That is
Yes.
unbelievable.
But it's like half of my life.
Yeah, more than half of my life. Yeah.
It's just like,
Yeah.
what? But like our
It's
first
unbelievable.
It
It's
is.
wonderful, guys. It's wonderful.
and our first gig was at a Christmas party at our school.
Yes.
But like the first time we used the name, The Warning, it was like a battle of the bands.
Can I hear rock versions of Christmas songs out of them? Is that somewhere I can find? That'd be amazing. They need a Christmas album if they don't have one. I'd throw that on for sure.
type of event.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember what
But
it was.
every single band had a name but us. So we are just like, well,
Oh,
we have to name
that's
our,
gonna
our
be the
How
name.
did you come up with that?
we would daydream about having an album and
Yes.
it was called The Warning, and it was like the just for now name.
Yes.
We're like, we're gonna change it later. No, like we didn't love it. It was not like,
Yeah.
oh my god, we're called
The
The Warning.
Warning.
It was like, we don't have another option right now.
Right.
So
That's gonna be it. But then we went viral and everyone was like, oh, The Warning. So it was like,
Well,
We'll stick with the warning. Okay.
Yeah.
But you know
we
what?
learned to love it.
Yeah, we
It's
learned
awesome.
to love
It's a
it.
good name.
We've grown with
It's
it.
a great name.
Yeah.
When you did go viral, did you feel the pressure to really like quadruple down and like now just take advantage of this momentum? Like, was there a pressure?
I feel like
know
I
what?
don't,
I don't
remember
remember.
like that.
No,
I feel like
'cause
as a kid, I was just like, well, this is my life now.
Yeah,
but like,
we were so young that we really didn't understand the concept of like
yeah.
what happened and like going
viral.
viral. We
Right.
didn't really understand it. We were just like suddenly we had more interviews and stuff like that. But apart from that, we really didn't understand completely like what was
I
going
feel like
on.
if that would happen right now, I would feel pressure.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I was
But
12.
back then,
I was in my own little world.
Yeah.
Just,
That's
I was
one-
like, oh,
yeah.
I get to play the.
She just admitted to being an alien. She said, I was in my own little world. I see what you did there. I don't know what planet it is, but I see what you did. Mark that down. That's proof.
Drums now. Awesome.
Yeah, it's just an opportunity to keep doing what you were
Exactly.
already
Yeah.
doing.
Right.
In hindsight, it's like, damn. Okay. that was big. Yeah. But
I love that you said the pivotal point was when you started doing your own music.
I love that English is their second language still. I forget about that half the time.
Because you realized you didn't want to be known as just a cover band, and creating your own music was really the key. So talk to me about early days of creating music. Where did you even begin? And was there sort of like artists you looked to sort of be inspired by or to emulate?
Okay, so first of all, the weird thing about this is that, well, we're Mexican. We grew up speaking Spanish. That's our main language.
we live in Mexico.
But the first ever creations that we did was English songs. That's it. And I feel like that was a big thing in our starting releasing our own original music because we had the attention of the Enter Sandman one. Now, like, since we were singing in English, people are like, oh, well, I can actually listen to this. But our first ever creations were very all over the place.
we didn't have specific like influences that we were like, I want to sound like that. It was just like, let's write a song and let's see what comes out. And it was just, but it was like an exercise. We had a teacher. His name is Pablo Gonzalez, and he was Alice's bass teacher. But then he started teaching us like musicianship. And he was like, you should start writing. And we're like, sure.
And what does that mean exactly? Yeah.
So he really pushed us into start like exploring what we wanted to say or how we wanted to sound. And it was really fun because like I play the drums, right? But I also play the piano. But I write on the piano. But I remember like the first time just figuring out like, oh my God, I can use these chords and they're gonna sound like this. And it was just like a whole new world was opened of possibilities that I had never thought that we could do before.
Yeah.
And it was just really fun. But we were still finding our footing like for the first years.
Which
in
is so
writing.
funny to me now because our first ever songs are actually out. Our first
Like, it's
EP
there. It's on
is there.
Spotify.
It's out. So
It's out, yeah.
you can hear our like tiny baby voices being like, "Hi." It's no.
Yeah.
I try to ignore it. It's like it's
Yeah.
there.
It's there.
And it's cute. We started out with that. I'm not ashamed of it, but it's people can stream it. Like they can sit down and say, I'm gonna listen to that song. And it's just like if you know
It's impressive. You guys were children. You were
were.
actual children creating your own music, writing your music, and playing your own music. I mean, I think that is so impressive. I hope you guys
say
feel
it like that, it does feel like, oh, okay. But at the time it was just like it's what we knew like what to do and we just really liked it. Okay.
Now, tell me about, like you said before, you call it the sibling magic, which I love. You know, I mean, how do you guys work together? Does someone come in with an idea? Or do you just jam together?
No, it's weird. We do have this weird telepathy kind of thing that works a lot, especially in live shows. We would just be like, and we're like, okay,
That's
we know
incredible.
what needs to happen. But usually, up until right now, Pao is the one who like on the piano, she just goes crazy and gets a lot of different chords, concepts, lyrics, and that's where we like, that's where we like go from, which is. It's so funny if you think about it. Most of our songs start as a rock ballad on the piano, and then we just kind of like the warnify it in the actual instruments.
Did she just say the warning fight? I like that.
Yeah.
And
It's like,
it's weird. Like it's a good process that we have.
yeah.
And now that we're writing with other people, like we realize how special it is because writing songs, it's like I was gonna say having babies, but that sounds weird. But
Okay, I can see that, creating something that sort of takes life as it goes. Um, it's funny that she says that though, because she doesn't have any babies, so it's an interesting concept to grasp without having had experience. But I kind of get where she's going.
it's like it's your child.
It's your musical
Yeah.
children.
It's right there, and then you just hand it over for it to be like torn apart and then put back together, and it's weird. It's a
It goes back to the
it's-
vulnerability.
Yeah, it's a heavy process. And with my sisters, like there's no sugarcoating it. Like we're working with other people. It's like maybe we can go around and do this, and they're like, I hate it. We're not gonna do that. And it's just like, okay,
that sucks.
but we know that it's nothing personal. Like we can work with no strings attached and just like really get things done. And we do understand each other in a really special way. Like Danny, it doesn't matter if it's in English or in Spanish, but when we're working creatively, she says things.
That don't make sense.
She says words and it's a sentence.
But it doesn't make sense.
It's not a
I
thing.
can be very incoherent.
Yeah.
And
we're
she's just like, it just needs to sound like guh. And we're like,
what does
what are you
mean?
talking about?
Yes.
But after all these
Leave it to my
years,
sisters to understand.
we know
my-
what girl means
Yeah.
now. Like we understand
We're
each
getting
other.
the hang of it, yeah.
So now that we're working with other people, we just take a second to like huddle up in Spanish and be like,
All right.
what are we doing? And then Danny says her like incoherent things and we make sense of it and then we communicate it to the
process.
other writers and then but it's a cool process because we ground each other. Like we keep each other humble. It's like, no, you're not gonna do that.
Of
That's
course.
not cool.
Yeah.
It's like a process.
I love that.
Oh, we're gonna ZocDoc it again. If you guys have any interest, you can rewatch this and you get some sort of discount code.
Pretty much 24/7. And the one time waiting forever on ZocDoc is take your insurance, feeling your best, and
I'm sorry, you guys get enough ads. You don't need ads within ads.
you're feeling all spent trying to track down rely on. You can app and start feeling and download the Zoc 24 ZocDoc. Chorus was a massive. Last year, Error, of course, was a massive moment for you guys.
Yeah.
On so many levels, as artists, as musicians, as songwriters, as women. It's a phenomenal album. So I just want to say congratulations. It's really a culmination of all of the hard work. I mean, you guys are veteran musicians. It's pretty
so old.
No, but it's incredible that you are so young.
That's kind of an interesting concept because they kind of are. But they're so young, right? Like she said. But they've been at it for so long that kind of makes sense. They're not like new to their instruments or new to working together,
Like when you finished that album, how old were all of you? I
When we
mean,
finished Error,
I was 20.
I was
Well, I turned 21
Yeah.
when we
In the mixing.
In the mixing.
so I was 18. And during the mixing I was 19.
Yes. I was 15.
Shut up.
oh my
No,
God.
you're
I mean,
kidding.
literally, I'm calling you
No.
veterans, and you were literally 15 to 20.
Yeah.
I was 15.
You were 15. Jesus Christ.
It's because, man, pandemic years are so
That's
weird.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
The pandemic years, it was like dog years.
I
It's
don't
like
remember being
yeah.
that young.
Yeah, I don't.
That pandemic was a while ago, wasn't it? That's funny this was when was this shot? Probably back then, right?
I don't either.
But I get it. Like,
Yeah.
okay.
But that album, I feel like to this date has made the biggest splash for you guys. That's when you started really getting on festivals and incredible tours and amazing opportunities to open for bands like Foo Fighters and Muse, which I want to talk more about, and Sammy Hagar and all these things. Like, tell me what was going on for you, because you guys had been playing and honing your craft for so many years at this point. But this album was a turning point individually and also in your career. So tell me about this whole like point in your life and how it felt.
Well, I think first of all, it was a big shift in our band as a career because we had been an independent band for the rest. I mean, all of it
The whole
up
time.
until right
The whole
now.
time.
So we signed with Lava Records and Republic Records in 2020. It was mid-pandemic.
Mid-pandemic. It was like
Mid-pandemic.
July, mid-pandemic.
It was
Yeah,
weird
July
timing,
time.
but like it was
Yeah.
great for us, and we already had this album planned, and we were like, okay, we're now recording it with someone we had never worked with in an environment that we had never been in, because we are now like, okay, we're gonna have a producer who has a lot of experience.
David Benda.
David Benda.
Shout out David. Shout
Yes.
out Jason
Go.
Flom. I remember when he told me
Yes.
about you guys, and I was like, oh hell yes.
Yes.
Very excited. Yeah.
So like we were going into stuff that we've been doing for our whole lives, but in a very different
Capacity.
context
Yeah.
and way. So we're just like, all right, let's
But it was like
learn
the
from
step
it.
to take. Like we were really excited about like, oh, it's the next level. That's what you would say. Like, okay, let's go. And it was mid-pandemic. It was weird, like the whole recording of it, but it was great. And we learned how to be musicians again. I don't know how to explain it,
Yes.
but we went to the David Bendit boot camp, which we've talked with other bands about it, and they're like,
Yeah.
It's a
We're
thing.
like, it's a
Wait, tell me
thing.
more about this boot camp. I love
So if like one of them gets COVID, then for sure they're all getting COVID. Is that kind of because they're all so close all the time? I wonder how they sort of navigated that. It probably limited like what they could do, right? Well, obviously, shows and live stuff, but even like working together, if fucking everybody's sick,
love this.
it was just like during pre-pro,
Yeah.
like we thought we were really tight with our demos, and we were
Yes.
playing it for David, and David was like, "You're so out of time." And we're like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "No, you're gonna use my click, and you're gonna learn how to play with each other because you're playing individually. You're not playing as a band." And we're like, "What are you talking about, David?
Right.
What do you
mean?"
Yeah.
But after like the whole process, we went back to Monterrey, and we were starting.
Monterrey. The Spanish words come out like it's funny, like mid English. It's just and then you get that spice in there, right?
to rehearse the songs, and we were like,
That process
we
was
played
so stressful.
horribly.
We played
I was like,
horribly.
I felt like a bad musician.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know how to drum. And then Ale and I would play together. Like we would just play together, her and I.
Yeah, we just
And
looked
I
at each
would
other.
stare at Alice's fingers, and I would have to hit it at the same time as Ale was doing like the.
Yeah, like I
playing.
remember we were so out of
It was-
time, and
was
we
grueling.
learned how to play again together.
Yeah,
Literally.
literally.
It was.
But
it was
you
a
know what?
process.
Wow.
Yeah.
More than anything about timing or whatever, like the parts, we felt like we were playing like humans. Does that make
For the
sense?
first time.
Yes.
Yeah, I
It's
don't know
like,
how to explain
you
it.
got so into what you were doing. It's like, I have to get it right or whatever, that you forgot to like groove, to be part of it, to be in the music.
Right.
And that is something that not a lot of people think about, that can be listened to.
Yes.
You know,
But
like you
it
can
does
feel it,
make
yeah.
you can
Yeah.
feel
huge
that in
difference.
an album when it's recorded with like feeling.
Yeah. So the instrumentation is one part of it, but the
Yes.
heart and soul is the,
the
other.
other.
It's the other
Yeah.
part.
And
Yeah.
you have to have both.
It's very easy to
Yeah.
lose yourself and want it to be perfect.
Yes.
Doing everything perfectly by yourself.
Yeah.
It was just an insane process.
It was.
But we didn't tour. It was the pandemic. So then
Right.
the album comes out. It came out 2 years after we recorded it.
Right,
It was just
right.
there. And it
Yeah.
was really weird because we couldn't do anything with it. Because we had to tour with it. We had to promote it. But we couldn't. Everything was closed down. We canceled like 2 tours.
Two
It's
tours.
brutal.
tours.
It's
I don't-
brutal.
And it was our
were so
first
bummed.
time. Like it was gonna be our first time headlining
The US.
like our tours in the
Yeah.
US.
I missed the train on that one.
And then everything was canceled. But then 2022 came around and we started touring. It was our first time headlining in the US. It
like
was brutal.
our first show ever coming back from the pandemic was in Daytona.
Oh my god, it was Welcome to Rockville.
Welcome to
Welcome to
Rockville.
Rockville.
Yeah.
That was like,
Okay, it was
we're
a great-
coming back.
It was a great
It
experience.
was a great experience.
But
Yes.
it was such a wonky show. Like it was for like
Or
it was
for
our
us.
thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like we were just like, what is going on? And we hadn't played
in
festivals
years.
in the US.
Ever.
It was like
Ever.
one of our first festivals.
All right, they're gonna get into talking about shows. I'm gonna write down where I'm at. We're at 20, almost 25 minutes. So, like I said, I'm gonna break this into segments, so you guys don't have to sit with me for and I don't have that kind of time honestly right now with my real job. But if you're still watching, I appreciate you coming along. I'll probably give my thoughts. I kind of see, this is why with things like this, like I don't know why you guys want to watch with me, but it's fine. There's not a whole lot to really react to. It's just kind of learning their story, which is really cool. It's cool for me. I just you guys have already heard it, so I don't. I mean, I don't know if you care. I'm gonna post it regardless, but and if you're watching, fantastic. Appreciate you. Love having you along. It's yeah. I mean, it's cool to learn more about their story. I kind of just I'm eager to do another one of their songs because they're all really good. So I might knock out one of those later today. But for now, I'm gonna put this on pause. I'm at 30 minutes of your time. They're at 25 of mine, so I'm trying not to talk too much. So, anyways, go support The Warning. Like I said, go like and subscribe. Allison Hagendorf as well. With interviews with them, it's interesting because like you don't really need. I mean, you don't need somebody to like narrate or ask questions or push for information because these girls can just talk. Like you give them one topic once, and then that spins off into like 4 or 5 more, and they'll just keep going. You don't even need to really interrupt them. They just, oh yeah, this and that. Oh yeah, and that led to this, which led to that, which led to this. And then you get a life story, and you can just sit back like, all right, you guys are good. That's fine. Go ahead. Tell me your life. Okay, well, it starts back in, But anyways, yeah, I will finish this up. All right, so for now, I'm going to try to delete as much of my nonsensical talking as possible. So this is a segue from part 1 of what I did to part 2. Anyways, we're checking out the part 2 of the. I knocked out 23 minutes yesterday, 24 minutes. So we'll pick up right where we left off of the Allison Hagendorf show, the interview that they're doing with Allison, and I was right, by the way. The first thing I said is like, that girl looks jacked because she's got guns. I looked her up. That girl is jacked, like jacked. Anyways, that has nothing to do with anything. But yeah, do me a favor. Like I said, go support The Warning. Please go like and subscribe if you like what I do. Please like, comment down below, subscribe. Helps out the channel very much. Appreciate it very much. So we'll just dive in.
First show ever coming back from the pandemic was in Daytona.
Oh my god, it was Welcome to Rockville.
Welcome to Rockville.
Yeah.
That was like,
okay, it was
coming back.
It was a great experience.
It was a great experience.
But
yes.
it was such a wonky show. Like it was it was our thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like we were just like, what is going on? And we hadn't played
in
festivals
years.
in the US.
Ever.
It was like one of our first festivals here. And we were all just like,
We had so much fun though.
It was fun, but we were wonky. So now
Like you felt rusty. Like
Yeah.
you felt not
Yeah.
I like Pau's use of the word wonky because she's used it a couple times just now, and I get it. We were wonky. It's a great word. That word needs to be used more. Thanks, Pau. I'm gonna use that today.
Do I even remember how to do
we're
this
about to play
in front of an
Rockville again
audience
this year, and we're like, thank God, because we can show the people they're like, we're cool. We swear, swear that we're better now. But we started our headlining tour in the U.S. in 2022.
Yes.
And it was like, how many dates and how many days? Do you
It
know?
was like
We were
27 dates.
And we were there for like 42 days or something.
Yeah. It was like
a
very.
really, it was just at one after the other. And
now
we
that
had
is boot camp.
no, we
that's
had
real
never
boot
toured
camp.
like that
Yeah.
before, and never also like in the U.S. It was like, oh, clavado, un clavado.
No,
How do you
I
say
have
that? It
no
was like
idea.
a
Like
deep
a
dive.
deep dive
Yeah, and
into-
like
Yeah.
into cold water, like just, and it was like so many firsts for everyone, like not only us, but like in our team as well. But I'm really grateful that we had that because it was
Yes.
grueling and it was brutal.
Yes.
And every sense of the word, like
Now we can take on
emotionally,
anything.
physically.
Yeah.
And, like we survived that.
We did.
And then we started touring with Hailstorm and the Pretty Reckless.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that
It was
because I
awesome.
love
It was
both
great.
bands.
It was
Awesome.
awesome. So we felt really like nervous about it. We were like, we just toured by ourselves. Like maybe this tour is a bit
I don't think I've heard of the Pretty Reckless. It sounds like my childhood, to be honest with you. But obviously I've heard of Hailstorm, but I don't think I've heard of the Pretty Reckless. Should I check them out? I meant like right now. Give me a second here. What's their go-to songs? Oh, they got 1.6 million subs. All right, so looks like a lot of people have heard of them. What's their most popular? So I'm totally wasting your guys' time. Give me a second here. I'm not going to spend too much time on this.
Discover customer service. This is Maya.
Oh, hi, Maya. You robots
Why
are
do I have
sounding
an
more
ad? I
human
pay for
every
my
day.
YouTube. That's so stupid.
I'm alive. Never was a girl with a wicked mind, but everything looks better when.
Huh. I'll have to check that. It's another female-led rock band. Look pretty badass, actually. I'll check that out. Let's go.
Easier
Yes,
because
we can
like
do
it's
it.
their tour and we're just here to support. But it's a really different switch opening for bands than like your headlining
Right,
ones.
right.
Because you have to prove not only like to the bands that are inviting you to play
That you
like,
were worth it.
Yeah, like thank you for
right.
taking a chance on us, and also you have to convince everyone in the crowd like, look at me, listen to me, we're
Yes.
here, hello.
Yes.
And also like we're a Mexican band touring the U.S. for the first time. We're trying to make a name for ourselves.
Yeah, and how prevalent is actually like rock music in Mexico? Serious question, because I'm not from Mexico. I'm from really close, San Diego, and I've spent a lot of time in Mexico, but I've never really heard rock music. I don't know. You let me know, especially like most of their stuff's in English. When I'm in Mexico and I walk by places, it's usually all in Spanish. So I'm wondering how prevalent it is. Obviously, the Mexico that I used to frequent when I was younger is like the border towns. Like, well, in the California side, you know, you got Tijuana, Rosarito, Ensenada is pretty much the driving distance places. I'm in Arizona right now, so you got Nogales, Rocky Point, it's Puerto Peñasco, but
So it was also like we also have to prove that we can be a part of this country's industry as well, and just like, hey, listen to us. We have something to say.
Yes.
And most of it, we were just really trying to get people to have a good time for the
Yeah.
rest of the
And
evening.
like prepare the crowd for like the bands that we're about to come up, like to hype them up.
hype them up,
So like the
yes.
Pretty Reckless and Hailstorm could have the best crowd ever.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was awesome.
Yeah, it was
Also,
great.
touring with those
tour.
two bands, of course, they both have very strong, incredible, talented women. Talk to me about doing some festivals where you're one of the only female bands.
Oh, that's usually
And sometimes you have to prove yourself more, right? Because they're like, oh, it's the Warning, it's an all-female band. That's cute, right?
I don't even think about that because I just saw them out of nowhere, and I'm like, dude, these girls are badass. I've never thought about like it's probably a struggle in that type of. I mean, you think of where rock started. It's very heavily front man. It's called a front man. You know, sort of male driven. I never even thought about that. That's changing a lot though. You're seeing a lot more females, not like full female groups, but you're seeing a lot more females as leads, especially leads. But backups as well, and you know, instruments and whatnot. But
and then I'm sure once they see you, they're like, oh, wow. You
That's
know?
usually how.
Yeah.
Thankfully, that's usually how. It
Yeah.
goes. I mean, we put in a lot of work to like prove ourselves.
Yeah.
because we do have to go like above and beyond to
yeah.
be considered at least. So, but it's always very. It's motivating in some sort of way, like to prove yourself every single time, because it like there's a certain fire to it. Like we have to demonstrate that we've been working for a long time.
Our motivation when we go on stage is like, first of all, let's have fun, because that's what we're here for, and show them that that's what a rock show is all about, you know. So like, it's not what gender you see on stage, it's just the music and how good it can make you feel. So we definitely go with that in our minds. And yes, it is a very satisfying feeling to just like people see what we can do and they take us into account for next stuff, because like,
it's been awesome to see like how our first festivals, like how we were treated at them. And it's not only like crowds, but it's also like staff and people around.
course, yeah.
Like you have to prove like sound checks and stuff like that, you get treated pretty differently sometimes, and it's just.
I was screwing around on. I feel like I need a hat. I think I'm gonna buy a hat or a shirt. I feel like I want to support with some merch because I can't go to a show anytime soon. I think this pink little ditty will look pretty spot on. I got some J's that have a pink swoosh on it that would match. That probably go to my belly button, so that's perfect. That fits my style entirely. Let's go.
Jarring to see,
but they just don't think of.
They don't think highly of you, so they don't like put time or effort into it. But like
They don't understand who they're dealing with here.
but it's always just very fun to see and very gratifying to see. Like you step off of the stage and like the stage hands are like, that was an awesome show.
Yeah,
And you're like,
that's great.
hell yeah. Okay. It was an awesome show.
Yeah.
Good. It's very satisfying.
Yeah, I mean, it's important for people to realize that as soon as they see you, they understand this, but you're not female musicians or a female band.
Right,
Yes, you are, but you are just great rock stars. It doesn't.
Have you guys ever been to? Let me know in the comments. You ever been to a show to see an artist, and then you were completely like caught off guard by another? And I was thinking about that because if they're touring with these other groups like Hailstorm, for example, or if you're a Hailstorm fan and you go specifically to see them, and then you don't really know much about The Warning, and then you're like, whoa, what the fuck was that? You ever been? I've been to a show like that. It reminded me of I went to a Pennywise concert. This is just 20 years ago, maybe more. Jesus, how old am I? It doesn't matter. I'm 19 for all intents and purposes, and for your knowledge. But and before Pennywise went on, a group called the Vandals went on, and they put on such a better show than anybody else. The bass guitarist did a backflip off this giant speaker. Like, dudes were nuts, and I was like, all right. I gotta fuck with these dudes. I gotta check them out. So, yeah, that must have been a long time ago. It's probably, I don't want to say how long ago that was, but never mind.
Doesn't matter. Gender has nothing to do with it. You know, I think just because it's an anomaly, there's not so many female artists, all female bands. You know, and I think when you come out with this ferocity that you do,
ferocity.
Oh my God, you guys,
I like that
ferocity is the word I use to describe you guys.
Oh, thank you.
You know what it was when I saw the choke video? I was literally like talking out loud, like I was going like, yes. I mean, it's just so. You guys are an amazing musicians, yes, but performers, and you really do embody that heart and soul, that fire. I mean, that video in particular, I love that video.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're fierce. You're
Thank
fierce.
you so much.
Ferocious.
Yes,
I like
you know
it.
what?
Yes.
I actually get to work on that a lot because sometimes when we write the songs, they're like Pau's feelings and everything that I have to like interpret.
Yeah.
Interpretar. Interpret?
I don't just. Is that the word? Interpret?
Yeah, interpret or have them relate to you, or
Right.
yeah, how they apply to you for sure.
I really try to make it justice because I know that it means a lot to whoever like wrote the initial feeling of it. So I try to like.
So she's over there trying to decipher Pau's veracity and her fierceness, and she's like, I don't know how to convey this. And Pau's like, you need that fire. Let's go. That's funny. If everything's sort of run through, if Pau comes up with a lot of the ideas for it, I get how it might be, you know, some of it might be a lot for a lot of people because Pau's a lot. She's got a lot inside her.
Really go all out in that sense.
For sure.
Yes.
I mean, they might be your feelings or stories to begin with, but everyone can relate to them.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Once
I mean,
we
they're very
like
universal themes.
Yeah. Once we do it as a band as well, it kind of just like sinks in, and we're like, we're expressing this. Let's go.
I love it.
Let's go.
Zok.
I love that you guys are all connecting because, you know,
Just
rock
make sure you
music
know where we're
is
at.
not necessarily so popular and mainstream amongst young people, you know? So, of course, I get so excited when young people are like, you know, waving the flag. You know, what is it about rock music that you're just like, what? This has nothing to do with age or gender. Just this speaks to me. Like, what is it that just ignites you?
Well, rock has always been a genre for like breaking down barriers and being like contracorriente.
Oh my God. You're all with the Spanish words.
Against the current. Like it's always something that was different and used to express so many things about rebellion and about feelings. So I feel like that really resonates with the youth all the time. It's it's a message that transcends time and gender and age.
Yeah.
So it's just cool to be a part of it because it resonated with us since we were really young. So to like be able to do it now, it's
And I feel like a big part of it is the energy.
The energy.
It's so much energy.
It's the energy.
It's so fun.
so
It's that
fun.
spirit.
It's such
the
a big
community,
release.
right?
Yes.
It's the community.
We're
Community's
just like
awesome.
one big family. It's so crazy how you can see complete strangers enjoying a show, like
arm in arm.
in the middle of a mosh pit, taking care of each other. Like even like just to like stay hydrated, my friend. We have to like enjoy the rest of the
Yes.
festival. You know, like
it's awesome to see.
I
It's
love
awesome.
that. What other sort of younger or newer artists are you guys liking?
Ew.
She just used the word younger. These girls are like, are you framing us as old right now? She called them vets earlier. But I would be like, hold on, newer artist is probably a better term than younger. We're still pretty young, all right? That's funny that she said that. They're not going to take offense, obviously, but I mean, I would. What do you mean younger? She's 19, you know.
All right. So we have a very like mixed music taste, which I think is cool because we get to experiment with a lot and bring it back to rock.
Yeah.
But right now I'm listening to a lot of Maneskin. I haven't listened to the
I was just thinking of Måneskin when I was talking about females because Victoria, their bass guitarist. I've been doing some of their stuff on my channel too, but just you females sort of trickle throughout rock. Måneskin's sick, by the way. If y'all haven't seen any of their stuff's very, very different actually, and it's they kind of do they traverse genres a little bit. They play with some things. They're a little more free with definitely topics, very loose with their topics, very sexual, very I don't give a fuck. There's no filter on Måneskin, but it's pretty cool. And Damiano is a great talent. Anyways, sidetrack.
whole album yet.
Yes.
I haven't listened to
awesome.
to their new
They're
album.
Yes, but they're very cool.
I like Bad Flower.
I love that.
I love that. They're cool.
They're
Yes.
so cool.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
And have you connected with these bands? Like, do they know that you love them?
I know that. No, they.
Okay.
I follow them on Instagram and they follow me on Instagram. But it's just like from afar.
I will make all the
know that.
connections because I love
We're
bringing
playing
the
at
whole
a festival
community
together.
We are.
I
Which
don't. I
one?
don't know.
Did she just say what? It sounded like she said we're playing on a basketball league. I don't think I heard that correctly.
I love
We're
bringing
playing
the
at
whole
a festival
community
together.
We are.
We're playing at a festival together. Okay, I'm like, that made no sense.
I don't know. We're playing various festivals this year. I
We
don't know.
both know of each other, but
I'm
we've
stupid.
never
It's
actually
early.
like properly
Oh, I
met.
love Turnstile.
5 a.m.
We're about to.
Turnstile.
Okay,
Oh,
we're about
so
to play in
good.
the same three festivals as them.
Yes.
And like, I just want to say hi.
Oh,
One
it's
time.
so great. I'm so
One time.
happy for them. They've been doing it for such a long time. They finally got
know.
their
They're great.
Grammy nominations.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
they're
Good
so
for them.
good.
They deserve all of it.
They're awesome.
That's
They're
so
awesome.
cool.
Yeah.
Do you guys know about Nandy Bushell, the drummer from England?
Of course.
Of course,
I
of
feel
course,
like
of
you guys
course.
really
Yeah, yeah.
connect. I mean,
Yes.
she's amazing.
She's awesome.
I mean, her first show was like playing Wembley with like Lenny Kravitz.
I saw it. I was just like,
Yeah, she's
Go
awesome.
get it,
She's
girl.
amazing.
I mean, do
She
you feel like
is.
when you find out about these other artists, like you want to like connect with them or give advice or support? I feel like it's like a
you know what? I feel it's more of like just to like say, hey, like we see you, because like we started the
Yes.
same way, you know,
course.
and it's like an
getting
internet
those
thing.
little like shout outs, you feel very supported and seen. And it just like really
Yes.
motivates you. Like, okay,
Yeah.
let's go.
Because
Let's
at
keep
this
doing
point,
it.
I
Let's
think
keep
she
doing it.
probably knows more than we do.
Yeah, I would be having from a shout out from her.
Yeah.
You think Pal has ever actually needed the back portion of any of her chairs? Serious question. She hasn't leaned back once. Do you think she's ever needed certainly not with a drum kit. But I don't think she needs it back to her chairs. Y'all could just remove that.
Hi.
I want to talk now about Muse in particular
yes.
because you guys are massive Muse fans. You've
Like,
always
yeah.
been massive Muse fans, and your whole lives you have been
much.
sort of manifesting opening, playing with Muse, and it
Yes.
finally happened.
It's
and
finally
the video of you guys finding out that you were going to open for them is
Okay, I haven't seen that, so don't spoil anything for me. Y'all let me know. All right, I guess I'm gonna have to watch it anyways. But if it's watchable, I'm sure all their stuff's online, right? Yeah.
the most. It made me cry.
I cried.
I cried.
Yeah. It was the most endearing, beautiful. I mean, it was sort of like a lesson for everyone that dreams do come true, and it's not a cliche because you guys are proof that it's true. And if you put the hard work and the talent,
I got chills.
but it's true. And I think that moment when you found out you were going to open for Muse, like tell me more about that, and then I want to hear about actually playing with Muse.
Okay.
Okay. We knew that Muse was coming to play to Mexico, of course, because we were like, I already had tickets to go with all of our friends and everything.
Like you were just going to go as a fan.
Yeah.
We've seen
definitely.
them many times.
Many times.
Yeah.
Aren't they one of the most incredible live
they're
bands?
just
period?
amazing.
They're so good.
so amazing.
It's insane,
But
right?
like we grew up with their music. We saw them
We did covers
Like,
of their songs.
all the time. It was just, they were our idols. They
still are.
They
Yeah.
still are.
Which is okay. So we knew that they were going to Mexico, so we like usually just throw a pitch like, "Hey, we want to open for you."
Yeah.
But
Well, we go through the promoter. Like,
and then the pitch arrives, and it's either yes or like,
You have to pitch that to the main act. I didn't know that. I thought that there was just somebody who sort of manages the bookings and kind of just or a group that would just make decisions based on what would fit and what's popular, what would go together. I didn't know you have to like pitch it to the main act, like sell yourselves to them. Just fucking check out our music. Do you like us or not?
thank you, but no thanks. Right? But so we were all like, it was a thank you, but no thanks. They haven't said anything. It's a week until they arrive to Mexico and the tour starts.
Yeah.
And we're not opening for them. Like that's it.
Yeah.
And then it was a Wednesday.
Yeah.
And we were having to do promo. We were recording videos.
Yes.
And we were messing up on the videos, and we were frustrated on that. And then
Yeah.
Rudy was like, okay,
So
we
we
have to
were in
record
such a
it
bad mood.
again. We were in a bad mood.
like,
If you see that
right.
video, we're all just like, okay, we have to do this again. Hi, we're the warning. And then Rudy's our manager.
Yeah.
Rudy's like, and you're opening for Muse in their Mexico dates.
Yeah.
It was just like, oh my god, because we really thought like it wasn't gonna happen. It was a week until the concert.
Yeah.
It was like that doesn't happen. You see it months and months in advance, and so it was pretty late last minute.
Yeah.
But we were super excited about it. I didn't feel like it was happening until the very day.
Because like
Yes.
we had like our first show was gonna be until like
March.
March.
Like this
so we
year.
had nothing planned for this year. So it was suddenly like we're gonna play in a
have a
week.
show.
We have a show.
my God.
And
We
our
had
first
4
show
shows.
of the year in our hometown opening for Muse. So we were like,
No pressure.
No
big deal,
pressure.
guys. No
Yeah.
big deal. Yeah.
And then we also played the Foro Sol, which is like
Yeah.
One of the biggest
one of the biggest
stadium in our country.
in the country. It's in
Yeah.
Mexico City, and they sold out the first night. So it was like we played in front of 50,000 people opening for night.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
It was
Talking about nerves, like were you freaking
bad.
out? Like what did you do to not freak out? Like what were you doing to stay grounded?
We usually don't get that nervous for shows. It's just like, okay, we'll have fun. But it was like, we're opening for Muse.
in front of 50,000 people in the largest arena in our country.
It was just like,
yes, a lot
No
at once.
big-
okay. It was also really cold. So it was just like
kinda
trying to
cold.
keep warm and just like being like, okay, breathe.
Yeah.
Everything is going to be fine.
Breathe, yeah.
You've done this before, which is a crazy thought. Like, oh, you've played the stadium before. But it was just like, okay, you just have to do the best job you can do. Your whole team is here and they pulled through. We're going to have fun. We're going to be great. We're going to win over that crowd. It's going to be cool.
Yeah.
But then you just look over to your side and you see Muse staring at you while you're playing. And you're like, oh my God. Oh my God. You're like, don't look. And we got to meet them the very first night.
Yes.
Like after we
They
played
were
in
so
Monterrey.
nice.
They're the
They-
nicest people.
Oh, it's
They
wonderful
invited
to
us
hear.
to hang out post show, and we just like,
In the first show, and we're like, that's not a thing. Like usually it was our goal to say hello to them. Like by the 4th show, maybe get a
Maybe.
picture. Like maybe. And then it was the first night, and we're having drinks with them. And we're like,
After the show.
what is going on? What is going on? They're the nicest people.
They were
and we're
so
just
cool.
talking music with them and just like talking about life. And they were like, no, we saw your covers of us. And we're like, stop it.
my God.
I was just like,
We were like, oh
my God.
That's the
It
best.
was beautiful.
amazing.
It was beautiful. And so we played 4 shows with them. Mm-hmm. And
Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so
it's really weird because we haven't talked about this
no.
at all.
Let's talk about it.
Okay,
Let's go.
so
After the fourth show, we hung out again, and Matt just like casually comes over to our little table where we're just like hanging. And it was actually a very low table. He just like crouches us down and he's like,
I was like,
"Hey,
"Do you
guys."
want a chair?" He's like, "No, I'm fine."
Yeah, like he's just there, and he just casually goes like, "Hey, do you guys want to join us in our UK run?" And we're just like,
And like,
What
is going on?
and we're like, "Are you sure?" Like, really? And he's like, "Yeah, it would be great to have you." And we're just like, "Of course, we would love that." But like, he said it so casually,
nonchalantly.
that we were just like, "Is he serious?" Or is he
That's
true.
and usually like touring things, it has to go through so many people
Of course.
for it to actually happen.
Of course.
So like he's just saying it, like it's
right. So we just took it so
at
chill.
the end, like everyone was like, "Oh yeah, we'll see you in the UK." Like the whole
it was
team.
confirmed.
So it was like
so it's
legit.
official.
So it's official. And we're like, what? So it's at the end of May and at the end of June.
Yeah, we're doing
It's
4
like 4
shows in the
days.
UK.
Oh my God.
It's Muse and Royal Blood.
That is literally the
Yeah.
greatest tour. That is
us.
the greatest tour.
It's just, I still can't believe it. Like every time I just
Oh my
remember
God,
it.
I'm so happy for you.
you.
I'm crying.
I cried. It's beautiful.
You deserve it all.
Thank you
wow,
so
what a
much.
killer tour.
And it's
Yes.
just like, okay, one thing, it's like opening for them in
Yes.
our country where it makes sense. Like we're a band there. And don't get me wrong, that was like a dream come true.
Yeah,
We
of
didn't
course.
expect anything more than that. But it's like they liked us enough to be like, come to the UK. Like to
know.
get
Our country.
to like it's like
That's huge.
Yes,
That is
huge.
it's the
insane.
ultimate compliment.
it is. Where we feel
you-
very
so
honored.
Do you feel,
Yes.
because you're so gracious and grateful, but do you feel like these moments where, you know what, like we belong, like we deserve it, like
You know,
how, like
it
feels
takes like
yeah. It's
we have to
sometimes
have
we don't believe
conversations
it.
about it. We're like, we worked really hard for this, and it's not
Yeah.
only with us, but
Yeah,
like
for our whole
after,
team.
After
Yeah.
after that dinner we had with Muse, our whole team, we were just in the hotel lobby, like,
We were like,
what the hell just happened?
Yeah.
And we started talking about like our whole journey to get
yeah,
where we are as a team
and everything that happened in like that week.
in a week.
right.
Our we did the 4 shows.
Our whole lives changed.
Yeah.
In a week, our whole year, like the touring prospect was
Yeah.
just like from
We
one
had
day to
no
another.
idea
It just
our year was
changed.
gonna start like that.
So we
Not
do
even
take those
close.
moments to like ground ourselves and just be really thankful for each other and the work.
Yeah, they're so humble. I doubt that they would go in with a mentality like, yeah, we fucking better be because we earned it, sort of thing. That's not really them. That's cool though. It's not like it's not a right place, right time thing though. They definitely put in work to get there. If it wasn't Muse, it would have been somebody else that would have seen them and picked them up, and and not picked them up, but like reached out and been like, all right, well, tour with us, or there would have been a slew of other opportunities, like I'm sure there is now. But I doubt it was, they're very humble. I doubt that they felt owed anything,
And
Beautiful,
the
yeah.
sacrifice we have all put in. Because like it's just amazing. Like I still get
is.
like just
I know,
Yeah.
and to think it's even crazier to think that that's gonna be our first ever show in Europe. Like,
Oh,
it's gonna be
completely.
stadiums.
God.
It's gonna be Muse and Royal Blood.
What do you mean gonna be? Is that not happened yet? I don't know. You what is this? Or it did happen, and this is just before that. This is probably just before that. Okay, I'm stupid. Never mind. Yeah, because they did that already. So this, I'm saying, did this interview happen prior? Is what I was saying.
Are you kidding me? It's the first time we ever like literally. I know. I'm just,
But you have been putting in the work. This has been your life commitment.
Yes,
you know?
it
I mean, the
has.
fact that you've had 10 years behind you and you guys are literally, like, didn't you just turn 23?
Yeah, they
Happy
did.
birthday, belated, by the way. I mean, it's unbelievable. And also to think, like, growing up in the public eye as musicians and artists and as women, I mean, that's not easy. You know,
Yeah,
it's
it's been
not.
a
And
ride.
I'm glad that you guys have each other, which probably makes it easier.
Yes.
But it's still very difficult. Tell me about that. Has that been challenging?
I was just looking up when that show was. The first thing that pops up is a Reddit thread that says, "What do the Musers think of the warning?" And this is like Muse as the topic. So interesting. Okay. Interesting thread.
To grow up and develop, as women in the public eye and on the road.
I feel like we've been very, I'm gonna say, sheltered in a way by our parents.
Yes. They took care of us.
They
really well.
did.
No, that's wonderful to hear.
Like it is a thing. Everyone has opinions, especially about women in general. But like everything we do or don't do has some sort of criticism. It has some sort of reaction, and it's exhausting to see like a comparison.
At least dealing with scrutiny at a young age, you kind of get some tough skin. I think it might be better off, even though it sucks, that if they are dealing with anything critical, and I'm not really seeing much. I mean I haven't seen any or heard any, although I haven't dove into forums and shit and seen what people say, but like honestly, for the most part, you just have to ignore that shit. But at least like if they are dealing with it, at least they're doing it at this age, because you can kind of get a callous to that and just be like, I don't fucking care. So there's 6 people in a room of 2,000 that might not like our stuff, and that's fine. So it's not for everybody,
I see like people do what we do, but they're not women, and it doesn't have that sort of backlash that we do.
Right.
Yeah.
Like in our country when we tour, when it's so many things that we.
I can see that too. I mentioned that earlier with like the women in rock thing. Like it's started off very masculine, kind of driven. It's almost like a comparison of like a white dude in hip hop. Like white dudes don't belong in hip hop. Why is that white guy rapping? Similarly, it's sort of a culture shock to an already formed and established group that has a stigma of doing things a certain way. So being a female, especially your entirety is female in a rock band. I'm not saying it's the same thing. Obviously, there are racial undertones versus gender undertones. I understand that, but as far as the group sort of shock value of that could be also kind of difficult to deal with.
Yeah.
We just take it as like, oh, that's how life is, and it's just like, it's for us.
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily a global experience. It's a women experience.
But you know what? I think you touched on a really important point for us, that we have each other.
Yeah.
Because it was a big thing, especially growing up. Like, Ale had to like record an album when she was in 4th grade. So like
Jesus.
Yeah. So like
She's off.
it was so weird because no one in her generation was going what she was going
course
through.
not.
So like
That's very isolating.
we just kind of like, well, we're in this together
Yeah,
type of thing.
It's very important. I feel like it has been very important that we have each other, because even at like right now, our
Yeah.
friends, like we go through so many different things that
Yes.
on the daily.
Yeah.
So it's really, I feel like it has been really important that we have each other
Yes.
for like
'Cause
those
we
moments.
understand.
We
Of
understand
course.
each other.
We
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's about like right now we have certain rules with like, because we've had experience with growing up like with social media and just being like public. It's like you don't read comments. You don't like you.
They're not gonna add
You
anything.
do your
Right.
job, and you're doing as best as you can, and that's it. If you ask for
Love
people's
that.
opinions, great, you're asking for them. But if not, like just stay as far away as possible.
Yeah.
because it can be like pretty damaging.
I mean, that's a good life hack that we should all pay
Yeah.
attention to.
Don't read the
Everyone
comments.
should take that advice.
Don't do that.
You're right. It's not helpful. It's not constructive.
It's not healthy.
And we get to like listen through other people, like maybe in our managements, like even if you're not reading the comments, know that there's a lot of people who are very happy with what you're doing. So
Yes.
like even if we get that overall, like there's a lot of people who are so grateful for your music. We're
Yes.
like, that's
And
all
that's
we
what
need to
matters.
hear.
That's all that
Thank
matters.
you.
And we do get like that a lot, like in meet and greets. To hear those stories, it's very beautiful. But like to be
I feel like this is a good stopping point, because they're segueing off of the Muse show topic into other stuff dealing with scrutiny and whatnot. I feel like, I don't know, comments aren't the worst thing. If they jump into any of the comment sections of my videos of them, it's 100% positive. Unless somebody's talking shit about me, which is fine. You guys are welcome to. That's totally fine. So yeah, plus we're already at about the same point, and I've got just enough left to finish off. Probably first thing tomorrow morning. I'm actually going to spring training, a little baseball later today. Cool. So that's really interesting. The just their kind of take on it's cool to see like their kind of fandom, and that like meeting artists and whatnot is kind of like it would be for me and you, right? To meet any artist that we grew up, it's you still kind of get a little giddy about it, even though like they're in the same field and touring with but it's you would think that like you get kind of numb to that in the industry, sort of like the types of people you meet, you get sort of used to meeting rock stars essentially. But I guess if they idolize Muse or whoever, it doesn't really change that experience. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, we'll cut it there because I'm 35 minutes into your time. So got another 20 minutes left on this. So I've done 3 segments, like I said, about 20 apiece, a little over. What's up? And in an effort to continue to not waste too much time of me talking nonsense, I'm giving you some more nonsense. Here is the third portion of this entire interview that I did. Roll it. Very much helps out the channel. Let's go. Let's dive in.
Through other people, like maybe in our managements, like even if you're not reading the comments, know that there's a lot of people who are very happy with what you're doing. So like even if we get that overall, like there's a lot of people who are so grateful for your music. We're like, that's all we need to hear. Thank you.
And we do get like that a lot, like in meet and greets. To hear those stories, it's very beautiful. But like to be constantly like at it and looking for it, it can be pretty tiring.
Yeah, that's toxic and not helpful.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the Muse tour in UK, I'm still laughing because it's like unbelievable. I mean, even that's already like a lifelong dream. What would be sort of like the ultimate dream or the ultimate milestone or collaboration or...
To even like think ahead,
I don't know.
Beyond that, it's just like
I feel like it still isn't real.
Yeah, right.
So like touring with Muse is still my dream.
Yeah.
So,
I feel like sky's the limit. I think if you set a dream or a goal and you achieve that, then you feel complete, right? I think I like the attitude of like we're just kind of living in the now, and what happens is going to happen, wherever the chips may fall, right? But if it's like, I mean, what would be? Oh, we want to headline at this venue, all right, and then they do, and then it's like, cool. You guys want to grab some food, or what do we do now, right? So I think that they're like not really thinking super far ahead, and having fun with it too, which is cool.
So now it's just like we have to like set new goals. Like there's always things that we want to do, but I feel like now if we say something, we just bring it in and we manifest it, and hopefully like it comes true. Like it has happened so far.
Yeah.
So,
but definitely collaborations are on there. Like I feel like we haven't had that big of an experience with that because we're like, I don't know. We feel not that we're not worthy, but it's feel like how do we get to do that? I don't even. Yeah.
The thing that's weird is like our first collaboration ever was working with Alessia Cara for the.
Oh, that's right.
For the
Metallica thing.
Yeah. So that was our first deep dive into it, and it was just like a huge thing.
Speaking of, if you haven't checked out a lot of other Alessia Cara's music, I have. She's really good. I would definitely. So like, I don't know. I guess I've been somewhat removed from like current rock music, right? I feel like it's a little bit more diluted as far as really good groups, as far as collabs go, right? So I grew up like mostly, I mean, I was born in the 80s. I grew up, I mean, most of my music would come from the 90s, right? And I feel like good rock groups were like a dime a dozen. I mean, they were everywhere. Is it like that now? I guess access to social and easier ways to distribute and find exposure is probably helpful. But also I feel like that can dilute the pond a lot more because there's so many of them that it's harder to get noticed. Does that make sense? I don't know. Y'all let me know what you think if you're super big rock fans. I like a lot of everything, so I don't really stick to a genre. But
And we're like, what is going on?
Yeah.
So like I'm afraid of,
it's the first time I've ever heard her whisper. I want to hear that again.
and it was just like a huge thing. And we're like, what is going on?
Yeah.
So like I'm afraid to
How
think of
does one
something else.
collaborate?
Like what do you want to do? Like I'm asking you, like what do you want to
Yeah,
do?
how
Like
do-
what are you
I don't
looking
know.
forward to?
Okay, like if we like shoot the moon,
Yeah, of
literally,
course, yeah.
it would be actually like to write something with Muse. You
Oh,
know?
that'd be
like,
awesome.
yeah, that'd
And
be
also,
great. But,
I feel like writing with other, like I would, like Willow.
oh my god,
Yeah.
It's just
God.
really cool to see like rock coming back.
I love Willow
into
so
people that
much.
you
like
wouldn't
a big
expect.
women collaboration would
Yeah.
be amazing.
That'd be
Yes.
awesome.
Just like a
That'd be
full
awesome.
on.
Whoever wants to participate.
I love
They're
that. Put it
very
out there
welcome.
right
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
Just
out
there.
manifest
Putting it out
this.
Just
there.
like
Yeah.
I love that
We
idea.
would love that.
yes,
But you're right. Artists like Willow are really putting it back on,
Yeah.
waving the flag. It's so
love
exciting.
It's cool to see.
Willow.
It's cool to see because it brings more people in to what we love. So we get to share what we do with them. It just becomes like this bigger thing, and it's awesome. It's awesome.
Yep.
And it's just that sharing that connect, that musical connection, that energy, that spirit, that community. I mean, that's what it's all about.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Exactly.
definitely.
So we do this thing on the show called Deep Cuts, where I will ask you guys all a question. And- okay. Should we go like this each time?
Oh,
Or which way should we go?
No, you know what? Let's do it from here to here.
No.
Okay.
Just throw her baby sister under the bus. She's like, I haven't even said anything in 10 minutes. Leave me alone.
Ali's really shy, and we usually say the answers, and then Alice is like, "Oh, me too."
Yeah, I do.
I'm gonna say that.
let's go. Let's go.
So we can.
Don't worry, they're not tough. They're not
Okay.
tough questions.
Okay.
They're just like personal. Okay.
Okay, let's go.
Name a song, album, or artist that changed your life.
Honestly, I would say Muse, like The Second Law.
Oh, great.
Really,
Album,
like
yeah.
I feel like that was like the first album I actually like listened to like fully, like the whole album. So I would say Second Law by Muse. Yeah.
Isn't that a thing to listen to an album in its entirety?
Yeah.
It's such a thing, an
it's a
experience
thing.
that can't be described.
Yeah.
Like knowing an album,
Yeah.
right?
Knowing an album. Okay, go get it.
Me. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, computer.
Ah,
Radiohead.
Great choice.
I
knew you were gonna say that. I knew
It's
you were
been
gonna say
very
that.
recent. It was last year. I don't know why. Like it's. I don't know why I had never listened to it, but
Oh,
I listened to it,
I
and
was
it
gonna say that wasn't last year. That's years old. That's a great album though. Good call.
was just like tears.
Yes.
Just like what a great album.
It's amazing.
it doesn't matter when you discover a great album. It's just that you discover it.
Exactly.
Whenever it is for you is the right time.
Definitely. And okay, so I'm gonna pick a song because like it literally changed my life when my dad would play the Pulse tour, Pink Floyd, Comfortably Numb live. Literally changed something within my soul.
There was something there. Yeah.
It was something there. The whole thing,
that.
you know, it was just wow.
Isn't that incredible? The power of just hearing even
Yeah.
a song. Like
Yeah.
you said, it like gets inside of you and it's
It
part
changes
It
everything.
changed,
It
like,
changes.
your
You know,
chemical-
the
Yeah.
thing that most like impacted me is like at the ending of the song, he's just like soloing on the guitar, and I'm feeling so many things. He's not even saying anything. It's just it
But he's
hits
saying
so
so
he's
much.
saying so much. Oh,
These guys,
man.
great answers.
Yeah.
We're at a
Thank
great
you.
start. Okay.
All right.
What was your first concert? And maybe you guys were all together.
Oh, we were.
Okay, so it's funny. It was Maroon 5. Wasn't it
was Maroon 5.
Yeah,
It was
we saw
Maroon
Maroon 5 in Monterrey, but how old was I?
Wait,
I think it was 2010,
It was
dude.
overexposed.
It was the Overexposed tour.
Let
Yeah.
me look at the
So-
year, and that was the year we saw them. We
But
were
our
pretty
first
young.
rock concert, like well, it was Kiss.
Was Kiss.
Oh,
Kiss.
it was
Incredible.
Which is great as well. That was
That's great.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
awesome.
Wait, I
And even
want-
seeing your first live music, like seeing Maroon 5 or whoever it is, it's
Yeah,
it's
it
pretty
was
great.
great.
It was 2012.
It was
2012.
amazing.
It was a
2012.
great
You
I
were
was
12. I was 10. You were 7.
That's amazing.
It was awesome.
great.
It was
It was so fun. It was,
It was
so
a
fun.
good.
I wouldn't pin them as I wouldn't have guessed Maroon 5. Although back then, I mean, Adam might have still been the sexiest man alive, right? Wasn't he like? Didn't GQ tell us that, or I don't know, Rolling Stone, or somebody did. And they were really young, so that's what was my first concert. I have no idea. I think it was something weird. It might have been like Goldfinger, or no, it might. I have no idea.
First concert, like it was just.
That's
It was
a great
great.
first
Jumping-
concert
yeah,
for
it was cute.
sure.
And we would like literally play the album over and over again. So
Just
we
to
would like
learn
be
everything.
prepared.
Yeah.
Go.
You guys are so committed. I love that. You're so my people.
It was looking up the set lists and just like
Yes.
learning
I love
everything.
that. I'm the same way. Yeah, we're the same.
It makes
I
a
love
difference.
It does make a difference.
First CD that I bought on my own was Green Day Dookie. I do remember that. I had tapes before that, but CD. If y'all don't know what tapes are, you should cassette tapes. Y'all should look them up. And you're too young for my channel.
What is your favorite movie?
The Batman movie, the
Dark
what's it
Knight.
called? The Dark Knight.
Dark
The Dark
Knight,
Knight. I
yeah.
saw it recently. Like I literally saw it like a week ago. I love that movie so much. I just love it so much.
Fantastic.
I don't know why.
get it.
I love
It's a
it
great
so much.
choice.
Yeah.
Great
Okay.
choice.
I know you were gonna say.
I'm
I
gonna
think.
say 2.
Oh.
Matrix and Inception. I know that.
Matrix and Inception
Inception,
are really
yeah,
good
Inception's a great movie. Good call.
movies, but that was not gonna be my answer.
Oh.
I'm gonna. Ooh.
Oh.
Okay, The Matrix. Okay, but my other favorite movie that just like Ponyo.
Ponyo. Ponyo is such a good movie. It is.
It's a Studio
It warms
Ghibli
my
movie.
heart. I watch it every night to fall asleep because it brings me so much like.
Ponyo? Liam Neeson, Matt Damon, I don't know. I have no idea. Is this a cartoon? What? Am I that old? What is? Is this anime? I'm lost. Ponyo looks like an anime film, but then it says the cast. It's like Tina Fey, Betty White, Kate Blanchett, Noah Cyrus, Liam Neeson. It's got a hell of a cast. Frankie Jonas. Anyways,
Peace. That's
Yes.
I
wonderful.
adore it. Yeah.
I love
And
that.
I'm gonna say Lord of the Rings because like the soundtrack just
Oh,
kind
that's
of
right,
like
that's right.
yes. And one movie that I have to religiously watch every year. It doesn't like go with me at all, but it's The Sound of Music.
It's a classic.
Wow.
It's a classic. I have to watch
Okay.
it every year.
It's
But
beautiful.
It becomes like a thing. It's like
It does.
we just hear the soundtrack. We're like,
And we're
Danny's
like,
watching The Sound of Music again.
Yeah.
that's great.
It's like, how many times have you seen this movie?
Like, I don't know.
Obscene amount.
I've seen
Like
it
it's
times.
more
Yeah.
times that you should
like
see
I
it.
know it all. Yep.
Is
So I
this
have-
something
Yeah.
like something trigger you to have to go see it, or is just like a part of like, oh, it's time to watch it?
You know, I think it is a trigger sometimes. I would just like feel the necessity of like the hills are alive. Let's go. I need to have that. That is incredible.
I mean, just
The hills are alive. The sound of music.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm dying. It's amazing. Okay. What is your favorite meal or cuisine?
cuisine Mexican
Mexican. Yeah.
wait,
Mexican
Anna
food.
goes
I'm
first.
sorry.
Mexican.
See, and that's where Americans are different. That's where, because like, as far as pride in food, if usually everywhere else in the world, their favorite food is going to be like their own, right? But American food's kind of boring. We just kind of like, we like at least other places they take creative ways to put bread and meat together. We just kind of slap it together, right? A hot dog, a hamburger. It's real lazy. Like Mexican food, for example, you got tacos and burritos, and there's so many other things, and spices and herbs and veggies and the way they saute their veggies, and you know, and the way they treat, you know, just basic things, avocado, they make guacamole, and you know, whatever. And Asian food, same thing. The noodles and the meats and the way it's treated, we legit just, we've got condiments and we've got bread and meat, and just, so like our favorite foods are usually not American, unless you're a child and you're like, I like hot dogs and Captain Crunch, you know. But Mexican's a good choice though. I'll agree with that.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Excited. So
No, but
excited.
honestly,
Passionate.
same. Like any type of taco in Mexico,
Yes.
In Mexico.
is the best thing ever. Or like my mom's like homemade
It
meals.
really is. You go down to Mexico, like street tacos. They're like this big. You can get a Corona and 3 street tacos for like $2 from like a street cart vendor, and it's gonna be fantastic. And then you're good to go. And it's convenient, and it's wonderful.
Those are
Yeah.
always really nice.
Sopa de tortilla.
Let's go.
Tortilla soup. I don't know if it has,
Yes.
it's I don't care. No, it has to be good. Like there's some pretty bad ones.
It does have to
Yeah.
be good.
But nothing warms my soul after like like usually when we're like doing media in Mexico or touring or whatever, you just arrive to the hotel and you order a sopa de tortilla.
Con pollo.
Just eat that. Oh my god.
Yeah, when you're really tired.
So
So-
comforting.
Yeah,
it
it's,
is.
it's
So
just
comforting. Yeah, I'm
love
gonna
it.
go with a snack version, but a good elote is let's
Street
go.
corn. It's
Street
just-
corn.
oh my God.
It's so good.
I love that we're
like
representing.
Mexican,
Yeah,
representing.
it's the best cuisine.
Yeah.
Like it's
So we have a lot of elote vendors here. I'm in Arizona, and I always stop off. Well, not always, but if I see it or smell it. So street corn, by the way, for those of you who don't know, it's like they take corn and it's sort of like grilled, and there's like they put crema and they have like crumbly cheese, and they put different spices around it. It's fantastic. Get yourself some street corn. They do it different ways. Some get fancy with it, but street corn it's a corn cob. It's basically, and then it's just the way that it's cooked and the way and what they do to it. It's street corn is great. Elote, good call.
It is the best.
It just
It is the
is.
best.
I love
Yeah.
it.
I want to go with you guys to eat all
To
of these.
Mexico. Yeah,
Yes,
of
I
course.
do.
You
Mi
are
casa es tu
very
casa.
much invited.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Anytime
Thank
are
you.
there.
Okay, it's happening. If you weren't a musician, what would you be?
And it's just like
I never know how to answer this question because I really
Everybody tells her she should be a model. She probably could.
don't know.
yeah, you're a musician.
Well, it's
Like,
your
yeah.
identity. You were never not a musician in your
so
life.
It's existential.
I
at
have
one
no
point.
idea. Like I actually have no idea
Okay,
what
but
I would
since
be.
I know, I'm gonna go ahead and answer.
Yeah, you can answer.
I would definitely be a music teacher.
I love that.
Oh,
That's
you
so
would be a
great.
good teacher.
Amazing.
You'd be a great
I
teacher.
love teaching, even though, like, even if maybe I don't know everything in the world, but I think it's part of it, sharing what you do know and kind of like figuring out. And I think it's a very much like teach and learn from whoever you're
course.
like.
That's
I love
great.
that like mix of information and just like of passion that goes around. I love it. I would love to be
I
a
wish
teacher.
I was like that. I'm a horrible teacher.
Yeah,
I wish I could do that.
She is. She tried to teach me like drums.
Yeah, she is a
Like,
bad
it's-
teacher.
it's-
Wait, I'm dying.
It's just a thing.
Terrible teacher.
But it's not like I'm mean. I'm just
she's
like
just not good at
you're
it.
not doing it correctly.
Same. I feel you, pal.
Yeah,
It's my
I don't
soul.
know
You're
how
not
to.
good at it. You can't
Yeah,
do it.
exactly. That's me.
That is amazing.
If I had to do something besides music, I would be a writer. Like
Yeah, like a book writer.
yeah,
Yeah, I
a
got it.
novel writer.
A novel, right?
Yeah, it has to be something creative. I can't. I don't imagine myself doing anything else.
Yeah.
Maybe. Ooh, I could be an actress. I don't know how to act. It's a joke. We're pretty bad at acting. But maybe one day if we practice well enough. But no, I would be a writer.
It's
or
really cool.
like a producer, like something within music.
Yeah.
Yeah, something.
It's
with
not a
that.
teacher.
It's hard to like.
So the girl that's back there doing 3 things at once would rather grow up and do 3 things at once. That's funny.
Just not a teacher.
Not a teacher. Yeah. Something within music. I feel like.
You could be a model.
No.
You could.
We always hype her up on her looks because, like,
But
yeah.
I don't feel
She
like
is.
You're tall.
You're
I'm
tall.
not
Yeah.
tall enough.
Lie.
No, that's not a lie. But either way,
I love
really have no
witnessing
idea.
the sisterly love. It's the
Yeah, I
best.
really
It's
have
the
no idea.
best.
Yeah. But anyway.
Okay, if you could meet any celebrity, dead or alive, who would it be?
Goodness.
Okay.
Michael Jackson. I love Michael Jackson. I don't know why. It was just like when I
Let's
was
go.
young, I loved Michael Jackson. I was
She
like, Michael
had
Jackson.
a birthday party that was.
Oh,
no,
I
you
wanted
didn't
it.
get to
I
have
wanted
it.
to
It was
be-
Hannah Montana.
It was Hannah
themed.
Montana, but I wanted to be like Michael Jackson theme, but we didn't find. Like, my
mom
parents were
was just
looking
like,
for like.
there's no Michael Jackson pinata
Yeah.
anywhere.
Looking for a Michael
Jackson
pinata.
Well, in Mexico, like the birthday parties, you have a
You have,
piñata.
yeah, that,
Right,
like, you
of course.
always do. So yeah, I don't know why like Michael Jackson.
Shakira. I love
Oh,
Shakira.
Yeah.
I love her.
Nice.
If I would no, but I'm also like I don't want to meet her because I would be so nervous and that would be really embarrassing for me. I have another answer.
I would love to meet Marina. I'm so sorry.
Marina
Interrupt
from the
you.
Diamonds? Yeah.
Marina.
From the Diamonds.
Marina Diamonds. And the
Wait,
diamonds.
I just want to defend myself. I'm the OG fan.
you are.
I used to listen to her in middle school.
Yeah, she's awesome.
My English just messed up.
And I feel like if I could just like sit down and have breakfast with Prince, it would be like a whole different.
That's a great answer. She's got some throwbacks in her Sound of Music.
It would be like I wouldn't even know what to expect, and that's what's fun about it.
Yeah.
I was just like,
Absolutely.
oh man,
I would be
But,
scared
like,
to meet all these people.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
I kind of don't want to meet
Definitely.
them,
Same.
but you never
Although
know.
you met Muse and that worked out.
No,
Exactly.
yeah. That was nerve wracking. I can't believe
It
we did
was.
that.
I don't. Yeah.
Amazing.
What is the most valuable advice that someone gave to you?
I can start.
Yeah. Go get it. Go get it.
This
She raises her hand like we didn't expect her to start.
it's really simple,
Maybe.
really simple advice. But our sound engineer Lalo, who I love very much and I miss very much. We haven't seen him in a while because we haven't been touring. But he said to me, "Just have fun."
Yeah.
He was
That's
just
advice.
diviértete, Paula. I started crying when he said that. I'm like, you're so right, Lalo. I just need to have fun.
Yeah.
It's something along those lines, but like try to like enjoy the little things in life because sometimes you take them
It just
for
goes
granted.
by.
Yes.
And
in
sometimes
our
that's
jobs, it's so
and sometimes
important.
that's what you need the most, you know,
Yeah.
to like really appreciate the small things that make you happy. Because like when you're on tour and you're not home and anything, like you start to appreciate a lot of things a lot more. So yeah.
Yes.
And
That's great
I
advice.
have two. One of them is do not worry about things you cannot control.
Yeah, that's a
like
great
you
one.
cannot. So why have
Like,
them
let it affect
in your
you. Yeah,
system? And two, it's not a burden to take care of yourself.
Yes.
Because you are going to live with yourself. Like you have to be your own thing. You are like your buddy for the rest of your life. It's not a waste of time or a
An
burden
afterthought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
to really work on being happy with yourself. Yeah.
I'm taking notes here.
That is, no, I'm just,
You're absolutely right.
I'm like,
so wise.
No,
I love
that's
this.
very nice.
It is. It's so true.
Yeah, and
It's
you're
so
right.
true.
especially like in our line of work, I feel like taking care of yourself sometimes feels like not important. There's so many things that feel bigger than that.
And you know,
And it's
with
really
any
important.
type
Yeah.
of work,
Yeah.
I get how like you have to work, you have to get this done, you have to like, but wait a second, like
You have to be good yourself to be able to do that. Yeah,
yes, and it will benefit you. You
Yeah.
will
Right.
work better.
you're totally right.
You're
What a slay.
absolutely right.
Yeah.
Who is your role model?
Oh, I think we have like the same answer,
do we
but
all?
it's okay. Maybe not. Okay,
Like
maybe
I'm
not.
really scared.
Yeah, okay,
Because
let's
I
go.
don't have a creative answer. I'm just gonna say like you guys are.
I was gonna say,
I was gonna say my family,
my family,
like my family. Yeah, same
Yeah.
thing.
Because like when I fail at some things, they're not failing at them. So it's an example of like what I can do.
Yeah, we always like learn
just,
from
like,
each because
from
like
each
we
other.
have things that obviously like some of us are better at other things, so we can learn from each other, which is really nice. You know, to
And
have
you
that.
know,
You see how Ale just like she has something to say, and she put her hand on Pa, and she's like, "I got this. I want to talk right now." Do you see that? She kind of,
Yeah, we always like
We
learn
just,
from
like,
each because
from
like
each
we
other.
have things
I
that
got this.
obviously like some of us are better at other things, so we can learn from each other, which is really nice. You know, to
and
have
you
that.
know, I feel like it's grounding because no idol, whoever is perfect. Like
Yeah.
we're all human,
Right.
So it's
And
just
we've
like
seen
I feel
like horrible sides of each other.
Yeah.
we know the good and the bad.
Keeping it real.
We know
I
the
feel
good
like
and the bad.
Yeah.
we can appreciate.
And even with the good and the bad, how we handle those good and bads are inspiring.
Let's go, girls.
Just-
We're
I
we're
love
too
it.
far away.
I love that.
Like,
And the unconditional love, knowing
Yeah.
all of the bad things
Yeah.
also is important.
Let's go.
That was the best, guys.
This feels like a therapy session.
It is.
It is.
Beautiful.
Okay. What is something fans would be surprised to learn about you?
No, that I diamond paint.
Yeah, well, I do that as well, but I have no idea. Yeah.
When I need a
both did?
distresser, I'm just like,
It's so relaxing.
let's just go and put
just
little
one by
diamonds
one,
on paper.
Do you want to say
Okay.
something that people wouldn't know about me?
Maybe.
Yeah, because I'm lost.
Yeah,
Because I feel like I share everything.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you do.
you
actually.
do.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Come on.
That you're into finances.
Okay. Yeah, that is something people
right.
don't know about me. Okay, so
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I love finance. Okay, more
Yeah.
than anything, I'm really into like, it's gonna sound weird, like corruption. I like learning about it. I like watching like docuseries is about
Yes.
it. And I love taxes and like Wall Street.
Which
I just
said
love,
no one ever.
I love
I'm
learning
surprised your
about
favorite
it.
movie wasn't like Wolf of Wall Street or something. Yeah.
No, but I really want to like at one point.
Pass over there like learning how to take over the world. Somebody needs to watch her. She really likes corruption. They should make a song called Corruption. Do they already have one? Are you guys gonna tell me that? And then let Paul write it about about our financial issues and
In my life,
Just know how it
study
works.
finance.
Yeah.
So like no one like can screw me over with my taxes. I'm just gonna know what.
From this.
No, like it's. I'm gonna
Just hire a guy.
I'm gonna like.
Yeah, you can take care of it.
Yeah,
now.
no, like I'm gonna like give advice on what to invest, what not to invest.
Okay.
I'll take
Good.
amazing at it. Yes, I
I
love
love
finance.
that I answered for you.
Thank
though.
you, thank you.
This is what you could have been instead of being a musician. All
right.
You could have been like an
accountant.
accountant.
Okay. I think accounting is so cool. I'm just gonna say
That's
that.
really cool.
Yeah.
Good for
That is
you.
cool.
All right.
I have no idea. Help me out here.
So many people
Let
don't
me
know about you.
think about it as well. Okay, she would definitely be the one who survives the zombie apocalypse out of all of us.
Would I?
Wow.
Yes. No, because I feel like
She doesn't agree with them.
she's so resourceful though. Like,
I was thinking about the celebrity question. I picked probably Robin Williams, Anthony Bourdain, or Bob Marley. I was trying to decipher between the three. Or there's probably some celebrities that are alive that like would be really cool at a party. That I was thinking. I don't know why I just thought about that. Anyways, sorry. We go.
if we have
she is
no
resourceful.
GPS, she knows where to go.
Oh,
Though.
Ali's
wow.
really good with directions.
Direction.
Yes.
She's
Great with
internal
maps.
compass.
Yes,
She's great with
navigation.
That's
maps.
amazing.
That's it. Let's
That's
go.
it.
There we go.
It came in really
Yeah.
handy when we were at Disney World.
Okay, we were alone for the first time in Disney World. Like my parents weren't with us for the first time in our lives, and we had the map.
But
We
here's
were
the thing,
so lost.
I don't think I'm good with maps. You're just really bad with maps. I'm like, how can you mess up a map?
No.
Like you
They're
have
just
it
really
right
bad.
there.
She's good with maps.
Like,
Yeah, she's good with
Very logical.
navigation.
That's a good talent.
Yeah.
We found it.
We found it. Well, ladies, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You guys are the best. You deserve everything that's coming your way because you made it happen. You really did. I hope you guys recognize that.
Thank you.
Oh,
You guys are
thanks.
making it all
Thank you.
happen.
We're definitely gonna give everything we got in the
This is
next
gonna be a
coming
great
thing.
year.
Yes,
It's gonna
let's
be a
go.
great year.
Let's
Good
go.
year. Let's go.
It's going to be a great year. Thank you. The warning.
I am one of three sisters myself, so I truly loved sitting down with Danny, Pau, and Ale and experiencing their dynamic chemistry and love and respect for one another. I'm just so happy for them, and I know the warning will continue to succeed and inspire worldwide. They have the talent, the drive, the work ethic, and most importantly, each other. The sky is the limit for them. Okay, it is now time for my sound advice. New music you need to know featured on the Allison Hagendorf Show playlist. And you can find the link to that in the show notes or at AllisonHagendorf.com. So since we have the warning as my guest today, we have to kick off this week's sound advice with one of their biggest songs. Make sure you check out the video for this one as well and catch them on the road because you have to see them live and witness that ferocity I was talking about. Listen to Choke by The Warning. Next on my sound advice is The Dare. Harrison Patrick Smith is resurrecting that iconic New York dance punk electro.
All right, I think she's gonna be promoting other stuff right now. I'm gonna let it run, just so I don't miss anything. But if I'm sure you guys have already seen it. So, anyways, just letting you know, I don't think we're getting the girls back.
Clash sound. And this really warms my heart and soul so much because it takes me back to my life living in New York in the 2000s when I was going out and seeing bands like The Rapture and LCD Sound System. I could actually do an entire episode about living in New York during that time, and maybe I will. But this song also makes me think of the Beastie Boys song with the same name. Check out The Dare and the song Girls. Also on my sound advice this week is my girl, the Grammy-nominated K-Flay. She is back with her first new song of the year and her first new song since confirming she has become completely hearing impaired in her right ear. K-Flay has certainly been through a lot and is stronger than ever. She's about to embark on her headlining tour across the US and Europe, and with this new killer song, which is called Raw Raw. Next up is the latest song from Des Rocks. He is the real deal, a fellow New Yorker and a true rock star who references some of the greats like Roy Orbison, Elvis, and Bruce Springsteen as influences. His new song is a larger-than-life classic rock arena experience, and with this epic video to match. Des Rocks is on tour with another favorite band of mine, Bad Flower, for the next few months. You should definitely catch both bands on the road and check out the latest from Des Rocks. It's called Never Ending Moment. Next on my sound advice is the new song from the band Mona. Nashville-based frontman Nick Brown is a true talent. This is the first single off of the new album coming this fall. And when I asked Nick about the meaning behind this song, he said, "Even if we don't like our circumstances or the things going on around us, it is our choice to live the version of the life that we want." I am so with you, Nick. Check out All I'm Seeing by Mona. That's my sound advice this week. You could find the link to that playlist in the show notes or at AllisonHagendorf.com. As always, thank you so much for being part of the Allison Hagendorf Show. New episodes drop every week, so make sure you follow and subscribe so you don't miss a thing. You can find the show wherever you listen to podcasts, and you can also watch the show on Instagram and YouTube. I would love to hear from you, so please like, comment, rate, review, whatever you're feeling, and reach out to me on socials at Allie Hagendorf. I would love to connect with you. So please let me know who I should interview next and what music I should be featuring on my sound advice. Thanks again. I'll see you next week, and remember, you're a rock star.
Cool. All right, we finished up. About a few different 30-minute segments. I'll post this, and then I will eventually probably stitch them together and just post a full one, just so that one's easily out there. But I mean that was fantastic, and shout out to Allison too. She did a great job with kind of maintaining and I guess sort of directing that. You could, like I had mentioned before, you could very easily just ask one question or bring up a topic, and those girls could just go. So getting to her talking points, to kind of guide them through, things that people want to hear is not always easy for an interviewer, especially with like big personalities and talkers like Pau, that kind of can tend to maybe tangent a little bit and just run. I mean, you could let Pau talk for she could have done the whole thing by herself on one topic. So to be able to rope that in and keep it interesting with new things and keeping it fresh. So shout out to her. Definitely go like, subscribe, support her. Half of those artists she just said, I knew like half of them. I didn't know the other half. That was my question about rock. But no, it's cool to see like the sort of inside kind of behind the scenes. Getting to know the girls more than just beyond, just fire live shows and just fucking crazy cool videos and whatnot, and really really good songs that hit hard. But yeah, no, it's to see artists kind of just, especially when you have a group and especially if they're related, kind of sort of toned down and without instruments and just talking and sort of just bullshitting. It's like having lunch with them and hearing their stories, right? But that was the morning on the Allison Hagendorf Show. That was my third section of it, so we're gonna wrap up. Go like and subscribe to the warning if you haven't already. And of course, if you like what I do, please like, comment down below, subscribe. Best way to get me is always on Patreon. My requests go over there, so it's just the easiest way if you want me to do anything or check out anything. I've already had people that Warning fans, Warning Army show up and either DM or post. It's free, and I will get to everything that does go over there. So come say what's up. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. We'll talk to you on the next.